Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yes, it is. Abby, hi there. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? And who watches it? Okay. Okay. No debate is over. Just getting everything set up here. What's going on, everyone? My name is Austin Hamilton. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is Austin Hamilton, also known as the Porn Coach, the coach of porn. Okay, we should be good. All right. You say no. So here's the thing. We're just asking the question, trying to find the answer to this question. Is porn cheating? Is porn cheating? Is it considered cheating to masturbate while watching strangers have sex, particularly if you're in a committed, monogamous relationship? What do you think? Like and share, tap the screen. Let's go. Let's have fun tonight. Or not. Whatever. Never happens. It's fine. In my relationship, yes, James Alexandra. Bro, it takes 3 seconds. It's like saying if you blink, you cheated. Well, there's many things in life that don't take a lot of time and they can alter the trajectory of your life. Well, no, because my partner hasn't given me anything in a month. So, well, what's going on with your relationship then? What's going on in your relationship? Partner hasn't given you any. Are you owed that? Interesting languaging there, buddy. Depends on the boundary that's set in the relationship. It's cheating if your partner isn't okay with it. Okay. Okay. It's different for guys. It's different for guys because guys reproduce more testosterone than girls. What does that mean? What does that mean? As a woman, absolutely not. Okay, who wants to come on here and chat? You can share your opinion, share your feelings, share your story. Let's get some guests on here. Chat. Let's go. Let's go. Hey there, what's going on? Okay. Why is that? Mm-hmm. Sorry to hear that. You're not in that relationship anymore? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Are you 18 or over, by the way? Yeah, got it. Cool. So how long did you know that your partner watched it before you did something about it? Hmm. And then finally you're like, enough is enough. Got it. Well, good for you. I bet that was hard. Was it? No? Good for you. So yeah, okay. So how do you make sure of that, right? Like what do the conversations look like before you get into a relationship now with regard to pornography? Got it. I think it should be like first 5 minutes of knowing somebody should be like, hey, so where are you at with porn? But that's just me. It could save you time. Yeah. No, I love that. I mean, being able to have the courage to have those conversations, it is hard and it's not popular to do that, but good for you. I love that for you. Well, a lot of people do. Um, Sorry, I'm just getting my YouTube stream going here. All right. Well, thank you for sharing. All right. Take care. Bye bye. W's in the chat for Abby, first guest of the night. Where are all the regulars at? Where are my regulars? Are there regulars here? I don't see like many of the regulars. Where are you? Where are you, people? They'll be here. Oh, I see one. I see Callie. Who else do I see? Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already, if you like my content. If not, follow me anyways. Funny boy Jeff, what's going on? You're a regular? Hey there, what's going on, Lux? What's that? Oh, cool. Is porn cheating? You don't think so? All right. Why is that? So, got it. Okay. Do you watch pornography? So, yes. Got it. Like, how often? Once a week? Hmm. Okay. Are you in a relationship? Hmm. Got it. Um, yeah. What does that mean? It's a hormone thing. Got it. Um, when did you start watching pornography? Hmm. Okay. How old are you now? Okay. Hmm. Well, what else is possible? What else is possible? Oh, yeah, I think if you're in a committed monogamous relationship with another person, you've said something like, I love you, only you, mind, body, and soul, till death do us part, right? Also known as a vow. Um, if you deviate from that agreement, whether it's with a person on a screen or otherwise, or in person, I think that goes against the agreement and therefore would be cheating. Why do you think that? Okay. Got it. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So why do you engage in watching pornography then, if you have that point of view on it? Got it. I got this new book. I love this line. Can I read something to you? Um, for those of you who watch me, you know that I like referencing books a lot. This is The Sex Talk You Never Got. And it's talking about, well, let me just read this paragraph. Sexual attraction is a hardwired state of being over which you have no control. Noticing that a woman is beautiful or has an attractive figure is instinctual. It's not good or evil, it's biological. It happens in a part of our brains that we don't control. But once our conscious brain registers and starts to weigh in on the situation, we can handle ourselves in many different ways. And that's where morality comes into play. Or differently, as I put it sometimes, you can't help the first look, but you can help the second look. So if you were in a relationship, say, what would be the most honoring way to be in relationship with your partner? Would it be to masturbate while watching strangers have sex, or not to try to just have your partner be the one who you focus on? Okay, so let's just say that happens. Why? Okay, what else would be possible besides using people in pornography? Right? There's many of other possibilities. What about working through your issues and figuring out how to rekindle your intimate life? What then? Well, hold on. If the relationship's already dead, then why would you still be in it? Got another quote for you. You ready? I don't know what page it's on, but it says, "Nobody ever died from not masturbating." That's the quote. Do you know anybody who's died from not masturbating? Yeah. Yeah, sure have. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know. What do you think about when you have a wet dream? It's not even conscious thought. No, but that's different than watching pornography, man. That's different than intentionally going and seeking out another woman to objectify for your immediate sexual pleasure. Pardon my flossing. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Sure. Yeah. Well, that's your body doing its job, and that exactly proves the point that if you don't masturbate, which I'm not advocating for not masturbating, but maybe you could make that conclusion. Your body knows what to do, right? It'll figure it out. But I think there's a difference. Autember, you put it well. Subconscious dreams are different from choosing porn, right? So, but thanks for sharing, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, you too. Bye. Hey, we're getting these porn coach mugs out in the wild. By the way, people, let me show you this. Krista, I'm going to show a picture of the mug. I don't even have one yet. I don't even have one of my own merch mugs. Is that what you call it? You buy a mug? Let me show you these fire mugs. So cool. They turned out so good. Hold on a second. Let me figure out how to show this. Everyone go buy it. My store's not up right now. But let me just show a picture of this. 1 second. I had another person send me a picture of their mug. Mug.jpg. Come on, get over here. I'll bring on another guest here in a minute. Check it out. Check it out. Look at that. Look at that mug. It's a mug on my mug. How cool is that? Oh, I love it. I love it. Buy a mug. I should start giving these out for free. When you sign up for my group, I'll send you a mug. You'll say like, I should have like a men's version and a women. If you join my women's group, I'll send you a I'll send you a porn coach mug. What could it say? Don't tolerate it. And the men's one will say quit whacking it or something like that. I don't know. Oh, it'll be fun. I'm going to leave this here for a little bit. Krista, you got the first one. Hot off the press. Hey there, what's going on? Good, how are you? Just porn cheating. Okay. Yeah. Simple as that. Not that hard, huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you watch pornography? Mm-hmm. 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 How long has that been going on for? Mm. Mm. How are you? How are you? Are you okay talking about it a little bit? Um, how how did you first discover pornography? Mm-hmm. 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 How has it affected your life? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're not addicted. What did you say? Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. I was just I heard what you said. All right. So, how often do you use pornography? Every day. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Bro, I'm not judging. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. So, do you think that you have an addiction? Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Why do you not want to accept it? What would that mean about you if you were to accept it? Hmm. Yeah. You want to try it right now, accepting it? Could you say those words? Like, I'm addicted to pornography? How's that feel? Hmm. How do you think God would respond if Jesus was there with you? How do you think he would respond? Occasionally, occasionally, occasionally. Mm-hmm. 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 Well, first of all, man, look, I'm a big fan of Jesus, and I think, man, I think Jesus would meet you with compassion and be curious about what's going on for you and why you're turning to that. Just like the woman caught in adultery. What did he do? Everyone wanted to stone her, and Jesus said, "Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Whoever's without sin cast the first stone." And nobody did. And then Jesus said, "Go and sin no more." Mhm. 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 Who else in your life knows that you struggle with this? Who's she? Who's she? Your mom? Is she there? Can we get her on? Oh, wake her up, man. This is important. We had a 19-year-old kid last night get his mom on. Yeah. It was actually the sweetest thing. This kid, he quit watching porn like a week ago, and he was talking to me about it, and I asked him the same question: "Who else in your life knows about it?" And he's like nobody, but he was like gung ho on stopping, and I'm like, bro, he basically wants to spread the message. That's what I do: spread the message that pornography is harmful. Um, and I'm like, why haven't you not told your parents? And then like 2 seconds later, his mom knocked on the door and came in, and I'm like, bro, tell her. He's like, oh, she's like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just on TikTok. She's like, what do you like? What do you what? He's like, I'm talking about pornography. I'm like, tell her, bro. Tell her. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I used to watch porn and I hate it. She was like, oh, good for you. It was the sweetest thing. And then she left and we kept on talking. Um, yeah, it was funny. It was really sweet. Um, so yeah, that was yeah. Hmm. Well, Yeah. Yeah, totally. It's your body doing its job. Um, Man, look, the way you've got this whole God story wired, I think there's room there, man. I think there's room to shift that. Um, yeah, uh, because it's like, well, what do you do then? You're stuck in shame, and then you're just afraid that God is gonna like smite you or something. Um, what if you were to have kindness and compassion towards yourself about your behavior, and maybe have curiosity that this started when you were, how old did you say? 12? 12 years old, and you never should have been exposed to this material that you saw. And now it's got you. But it doesn't have to have you forever. I mean, look, I know you uttered the words I'm addicted to porn. Um Kind of like halfway there, which is fine. But also the addiction terminology, the addiction language, it puts you in a box. Like you're much more than an addict. You're much more than a guy that watches pornography. Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. W's in the chat for this guy. What's your name? Mac and cheese? Cody? Okay. W's in the chat for Cody. Put the W's in the chat. Show the love for Cody. Come on, chat. Let's go, chat. Show him. Show him. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, man. Um, Look, there's a book that I recommend called Unwanted. Um, take a screenshot of that. By a guy named Jay Stringer. It does come from a Christian faith-based perspective, and this book will blow your mind about this whole porn and sex thing. Okay. All right, man. Thanks for sharing. When's the last time you did it? Okay. Yeah, so that's great. And willpower alone isn't going to get you out of this. Okay, so like, great, yeah, make a commitment, say this is going to be the last day. But you got to be curious about why you're doing this in the first place and how to stay on the right path going forward, which, there's a saying, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection with other people. You know why what? Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're on the right track, man. Oops, I did not mean to write that. I meant to write LOL. Oh, sorry. All right, man. Hey, get this book. Schedule a call with me if you want. Links in my bio. I'd love to chat with you, okay? All right, take care. Bye-bye. You too. I'm surprised that TikTok allows that word to be in there. Hey, what's going on? How's it going? Is porn cheating? Isn't it cool? Let's go. Look at that. This is the first mug that anybody has got. Krista bought a hoodie, and I sent her a free mug. I guess I sent you a free hoodie too. And that's the first mug. I don't even have one of these mugs, guys. But once I do, it's going to go right here on this shelf. Mine will arrive in just a few days. Actually, it'll probably be right here because I'm a coffee addict. All right, so. No, never. Never. My restaurant cup is never going away. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? You're welcome, man. Yeah. So, is the hoodie for you or for her? My wife wouldn't be caught dead wearing this thing. Because the kids, just to clarify. She's like, we can't be wearing that around the kids. I'm like, hey, we got to have the talk sometime. All right, so Krista was telling me that you were in the closet at one point. Is that true? When did you tell your parents? Are you going to? Why would you joke about that? Do you really think that? There's truth behind all jokes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You've been watching porn lately, man? When's the last time? Does that add up, Krista? Okay. All right. Good. Mm-mm. Dude, you got to wear that hoodie. You got to wear that hoodie. Let's go. Dude, wear it to church. Wear it to church. I was texting with a guy who was in my group for a while. He was in my group for probably a year, and he's been out for like 3 or 4 months. And he texted him today. He goes, "You should see me nowadays. I'm like an anti-porn preacher to anybody who will listen." I'm like, I did my job. Good job, man. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Totally. Totally. That's awesome. I love that. Um, Speaking of space, check out, you want to see what else I've got in the works? I've got another mug that I'm trying out. Quartz exclusive. No, it's I've been toying around with this brand called the Human Space, which is what I'm going to brand my podcast, which will be coming soon. Oh, I can't. It won't work. I ordered a mug and a hoodie for the Human Space. So once I get that, you're going to see me wearing that here on my lives. Like what? Is he there? Let's get him on. What are the quotes? What are the quotes? Okay, we talked about this the other night, but I didn't write them down. Chat, what are the quotes that I say that stick with you? Oh, we got a snore. There hasn't. We got a snore. Let's get see there. Let's get him on. W's in the chat. That's not unique to me though. That's what a lot of streamers say. Got it. What else? Is that it? That's all I'm known for? I'm not, but my husband is. Gotta go water the rocks. What mic do I have? Mac and cheese? I have a shotgun mic right here. It's just out of frame. I don't think I've ever said that. I don't think I've ever said that. Want to see my turtle? I'll put a picture of Jeffrey on it. Oh my gosh. Speaking of Jeffrey, you guys got to see this. You guys got to see this. Where is it? Jeffrey packed his bags and he was moving today. Like I thought he was going to move out. Hold on, give this a second to upload. I did last night. You weren't on last night. You missed a live last night. All right, hold on. Check this. Let me. All right, chat. You're gonna want to see this. Add source video. Download. Look at Jeffrey. He took a chair. Do you see that? That's my turtle. He's walking away with a chair. Like he's packed his bags and he's leaving. All right. Thanks for sharing, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed the merch. There's more where that came from. You too. All right. Sounds good. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye. All right. Let me get rid of this turtle. Hey there. What's going on? Kristen, hello. 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 Sounds like you're playing with a tape measure over there. Nope. Okay. All right. We've only got 40 people in here. Let's do some co-hosting. Oh, there's Adam. Let's talk to Adam. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? Okay. What's your question? Yeah. What would I say to that, chat? What would I say to that? I'm okay with my significant other watching porn because it doesn't bother me. I think it depends on the situation, but one, I would say, how's that working for you? But I think, when they say it doesn't bother me, look, man, that's like when I said my famous last words, my mom died when I was 5, but it hasn't affected me. It's like, no. There's a lack of awareness going on there, in my estimation. Don't believe everything you think. Some people, I think, truly, genuinely believe that it doesn't bother them, but like you've probably seen enough of my content, or maybe you haven't, Adam. Your wife probably has, but let me ask the person 3 questions, and we'll figure out if they actually believe that or not. Yeah, why do I hear a cat? Is that on your end? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, maybe he saw the turtle. He wants to ride with the turtle. Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to ask questions. Like curiosity is always the answer. Just, oh, okay, I'm curious. It doesn't bother you. Why is it that it doesn't bother you when your partner masturbates while watching strangers have sex on the internet? Right? So like reframing it that way. Or, how would you feel if you came home and your partner's sitting on the couch masturbating and you wanted to get it on and they're masturbating while watching another woman have sex? There's just a lot of questions you can ask to really, yeah, yeah, you can suss out what people's beliefs are. But yeah. 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 Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, I just, you know me, I don't give advice. I don't tell people what to do. You just ask curious questions, right? And there's always something beneath or usually beneath what we say we believe or we think we believe. So, hey, speaking of quotes, I got to go water the rocks. I'll be right back. Those who, yeah, a man without a purpose or vision in life distracts himself with pleasure. Yeah, totally. Hmm. Yeah. Healing being witnessed empathetically. I love you guys are butchering my quotes that aren't my quotes because I didn't make these up. Healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. Hey, do you guys mind if I ask you guys some questions? Do you mind if I reference things that we've talked about privately? Like, I'm not going to go deep, but just like the fact that I know you guys. Yeah. Okay. So Callie and Adam are in my groups, and I also work with them one-on-one. We've been doing that for about a month or so, maybe a month and a half. What does that quote mean to you guys after embracing this process, not only with groups, but in one-on-one coaching? Like, healing doesn't occur until it's witnessed empathetically. Could you guys talk about that? Hmm. 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 Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. We're doing this. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's such an important part of the healing journey is being able to both draw into empathy and compassion with one another. It doesn't mean that anger won't be present. It doesn't mean that we don't have stuff to work through, right? But having compassion for somebody else's story is so important to actually making progress and moving forward. If not, we're just going to dig our heels in and stay stuck. I love that. I wanted to bring that Heather person on, but she left. Heather, you still there? Come on and chat. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Who? Oh, no, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Yeah. Dude, sometimes he looks over the edge and we're like, don't do it. We're like, don't do it, Jeffrey. You matter. You matter, Jeffrey. He's never I mean, obviously he's never done it, but he'll drown if he does. I don't know how long a tortoise like that can live underwater, but not that long. And we've had friends who, God rest their souls, they've come home and their tortoise tortoise didn't make it. Yeah. Um, yeah. So, I mean, hopefully that doesn't happen. Poor Jeffrey, but, he does kind of look over the edge sometimes. How much for a consulting call, please? Blue collar, $1 for a 30-minute call. You can schedule it using the link in my bio if you'd like. If you don't want to talk openly in chat, great, no problem. I might have availability tomorrow. I don't know. I got a full day tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to bring another guest on. I'm sure we'll see you later. All right. Bye-bye. I don't have any availability tomorrow. Friday morning. What am I doing Friday? Why do I have that open? Oh. Meeting. Guess what I'm doing Friday morning, guys? Meeting with a guy to talk about his infidelity. It's like I do this all the time. It is. Husband keeps doing it, and yeah, I'm not down for it. It's okay to start over. My husband did it. Still does. I found out at 6 months pregnant. Sorry, Liz. And I see you're waiting here, Liz. Let's bring you on. Hey there, what's going on? Liz, you there? The quote, Sunflower Child, is a man without a purpose or vision in life distracts himself with pleasure. And that comes from Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl, who wrote the book. I should buy this. He wrote the book called Man's Search for Meaning. Man's Search for Meaning. Why do I not have that here? I have 3 copies of it. So in Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, who's a psychiatrist? He's a psychiatrist. Talks about what is it that helped people who are in concentration camps. What is it that caused some people to actually say yes to life, and some kind of just didn't? Oh, he's got a few other books. I should read some of his other books. I Can't Talk. He's beside me. He hates when I bring it up or talk about it. Okay, Liz, I'm sorry. Sorry you're going through that. So, Liz, not a good situation. I know you already know that, Liz. Not a good situation. Actually, I want to be sensitive to if he could hear this, but there's other possibilities for you, Liz. There's other possibilities. You don't have to tolerate this. I know it hurts. I know it's painful. It's not a reflection of you. You don't have to tolerate it. You don't have to tolerate it. So however you can get help, try to do that. And don't take Krista's advice, whatever you do. Advice? People commenting on a TikTok live giving advice is probably the worst advice to take for anything. Does Jeffrey seek any professional help when he's looking down? Well, actually what happens is I go talk to him and I go, Jeffrey, is porn cheating? And then we have a conversation about it. That usually snaps him out of it. OMG, I saw this at the library for free and didn't snag it. What, you saw Man's Search for Meaning? Connor, what books do you recommend about the effects of corn and how do I buy them? The two kind of classic books, well, one is Gary Wilson's Your Brain on Porn. Your Brain on Porn is a good one, kind of going over the effects of it on the brain. And then Dr. Trish Lee's book, Mind Over Explicit Matter. This one's relatively new. We did a mastermind with her a few months ago. She's great. This one goes over a lot of the neuroscience. It's a good one. What can we do? Like, I don't want to leave. Well, a few things, right? What can you do? What can you do when you're in a situation that you don't like? What do you think you can do, chat? If you've been telling somebody, hey, I don't like a thing, this hurts me, please stop doing it. Would you say porn is a maladaptive coping strategy? Yes, absolutely. There's always other possibilities. There's always other possibilities. In fact, Viktor Frankl quotes. I used to sit here on TikTok. You guys probably don't remember back in the day, like way back in the day when I started this. I used to like just sit and read Viktor Frankl quotes. Here's a good one. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, which is to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. So when it feels like there's no other possibilities and we're tempted to just resign ourselves and give up and lower the bar, you still can't take the last of the human freedoms, which is to choose your attitude in that situation and to choose your own way. So look, it takes a tremendous amount of courage to speak up to somebody who's gaslighting you into trying to get you to believe something that you know is not true. You know it's not true. Your body's telling you it's not true. And you don't have to tolerate it. Another Viktor Frankl quote. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. You can't change him. Ladies, you can't change him. You can't. I'm sorry, but you can lose your life trying. Yeah, they don't listen. He just rolled over and didn't care. So when you can't change a situation, what do? You're challenged to change yourself. You have to change yourself. That's the only, or actually, you don't have to change yourself. That is the only thing you can change. So what does that mean? Well, in this case with pornography, say you're with a partner who's consistently betraying you with pornography and you're sick of it and you want something different. It's time to stand up and say, I will not tolerate this anymore. Something needs to be different. Now that different can mean many different things. I'm not suggesting you have to leave or stay. I don't know the answer for you. But it could mean leaving. It could mean saying, we need help. Let's get some therapy or counseling or coaching for us, for you, for me, for everybody involved in this, because it is drastically negatively impacting our lives. So when we can no longer change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves, to stand for something better. Another Viktor Frankl quote. He's just gold. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. If you're finding yourself going crazy because of all this, that's normal, because it's an abnormal situation. It's an abnormal situation. Fight for the marriage, not fight him. Yes. My husband won't change. 20 years, tried and quit therapy 3 times. Yeah. Sorry. All right, let's take a guess. Hey there, what's going on? It is cheating. All right, why is that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Totally. Hey, hold on one second, man. Impolite questions. Studies don't show it's unhealthy. Oh my gosh. Cite your source. Cite your source. There's so many studies that show it's not healthy. Oh. All right, man. So do you watch porn, Jesse? What? I asked if you watch porn. All right. I don't know. You might not have heard me. I asked if you watch porn. Tell me you watch porn without telling me you watch porn. You don't. Okay. Got it. Are you sure? Why don't you go double check for me if you watch porn or not? Go check your search history. Got it. Okay. All right, man. All right. Thanks for sharing, man. All right. Bye-bye. Studies show it's benign or possibly good for you. Interesting. Who made that study? Playboy? The actual neuroscientist, like Dr. Trish Lee, she's written a whole book on all the studies on the negative effects of pornography. These are scientific studies. But you don't have to take my word for it. Take hers. Buy the book. Let's do a panel. Who wants to do a panel? Hey there, what's going on? Hello. Hey, not much. Is porn cheating? Okay. Do you watch porn? Let's go. W's in the chat for Leech 408. Let's go. That's too many years for your age. Yeah, unfortunately. So you were exposed to it when you were 4 years old? Ah. Yeah. Totally, man. Totally. Sorry to hear that. Sounds like you've done some work. Is that true? Hmm. Yeah. Good for you. W's in the chat for Leech's wife. Leech's wife. I need my button doesn't work anymore. I gotta hook it back up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Why did you want to come up here and share this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Totally, man. Totally. Totally. It's always usually about running away from some sort of pain, why we turn to pornography and other maladaptive coping strategies. Yeah, totally, man. Thanks for sharing. Well, what advice would you give somebody who doesn't think it's a problem to watch pornography? What would you say to a person like that? Like Ron Jeremy. That's gross. All right, man. Thanks for sharing. Love that, man. Thanks for sharing. All right, see you. W's in the chat. All right, look, who's that person? Look, I could find we're talking about studies that say that porn is allegedly good. There's a study A self-conducted study that says that Twinkies are good for you. So are there studies that indicate that pornography can be good for a person? Probably. I'm not denying that. However, I would question the validity of the study, just like the famous Twinkie study. Let's do some co-hosts. Hold on, I got a bunch of people waiting. Hey there, what's going on? I'm good. How are you? Good. Is porn cheating? You don't believe it's cheating. All right, why's that? I said, why is that? You're cutting out, man. Your connection looks like it's not working. Okay. Yeah, it seems to be better now. All right. So do you watch porn? I heard you say like in your relationships it hasn't been a problem or something like that. It's hard when you start getting these things out, isn't it? You're such a contradiction, man. Okay, okay. Well, no. Yeah, I mean, I don't generally disagree with that. The way I would put it is life is lived in the nuance. It's in the middle, right? It's too easy to make things black and white. Can I read something to you? Um, this comes from a book called To Be a Man, a guide to true masculine power. He, oh, this is the opposite of Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate is, in my opinion, there's not a whole lot masculine about that guy. Yeah. Yeah. He's got like big muscles and he can fight, but I think that's where the masculinity stops, in my opinion. Helga. Yeah, Helga. You don't cross Helga. Don't cross Helga. All right. To be a man, what are sexual fantasies dramatize? The act of eroticizing our neglected needs and unresolved wounds not only means expressing them in sexual context, but also seeking, however unconsciously, their fulfillment through sexual fantasy and activity. Paul assumes he's very sexual because he has sex or masturbates 2 or 3 times a day. He is chronically anxious and edgy, often feeling saturated or overloaded with fear and anger. Rather than working with this, he channels his surplus emotional excitation into his sexuality, finding considerable energetic release through doing so, using his ejaculatory capacity as a kind of discharge valve for his unwanted emotional energies. In this, he is reducing his sexual partner to little more than an outhouse for the energies of his anxiety and anger. He is, in short, eroticizing his need to rid himself of his emotional tension, while viewing himself perhaps with pride as having a very strong sex drive. Or differently put, sometimes we think, I'll put myself in that category as someone who used to use pornography a lot. We think that we have all these emotions, we need to deal with them, and sex is the way to do so. But what this author's inviting us into is that we're actually just eroticizing the wounding that was unresolved in our body. You tracking with that? What do you make of that? Mm-hmm. 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 Well, I'm laughing with you, man. Like, no, like it hasn't affected your marriage. It has though, man. It for sure has. 100% has. Oh, I mean, I don't know enough about you to tell you how, but I would say it has. I mean, even what you just shared, like, and I love your honesty, man. Thank you for sharing. It's like, yeah, you're using it to release some sort of stress or whatever it is you're dealing with, and pornography is a very effective tool at making you feel better for a moment. And then, like you said, 30, 45 minutes later, it's like, shoot, it didn't work, and now I feel worse. And that's why we have to keep going back to that dopamine hit. How old are you, man? 25. Okay. Uh, how how old were you when you were first exposed to pornography? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How'd that happen? What was she serving? Pornography on a plate? I'm just kidding. Oh yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Man, I appreciate your honesty and your vulnerability. Um, Truly. I could tell you're a deeply insightful person, and you've got a lot of depth to you. It's quite refreshing if you don't follow my content. It honestly is quite refreshing. Um, W's in the chat for this guy. Yeah, thanks, man. Well, let's. What if we were to come up with a reason? Could we do that? Hmm. How, how often are you using pornography? Okay. Like, is it every day or multiple times a day typically, roughly? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, there's a book called The Porn Myth. Um, it goes over like 18 or 23 or so myths about pornography. 24 of them. I think the ones that's fine. I'll just read the table of contents. How about that? Bro, I got ADHD brain too. It's like I can't it's really hard to think. So, all right, do you like women? Do you like appreciate women? No, this is me talking to you. hmm And what about men? Do you like and appreciate men? Yeah, I don't mean in a romantic way. It's like really the question is like, how do you view people? How do you value people and their dignity? hmm 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 Okay. So great. So you value people. Um, do you know much about kind of how pornography is viewed as objectification of other people? Yeah. So here's the reason, man. And it sounds like it may be oversimplified, but hey, maybe that'll help the ADHD brain. Is if we were to truly live in valuing people and seeing them with dignity, honor, and respect, I don't think there's room for pornography in that way of viewing people in the world. So if you're going to orient yourself to other people, other human beings, it wouldn't be honoring to reduce them down to sexual objects for your pleasure and their for your gratification, for your selfish gratification. Not only, that we haven't really talked about the is porn cheating, but I don't think it's honoring to your partner, right? So if we're operating where we're truly valuing other people and wanting the best for them, and we're wanting to orient ourselves towards treating other people that way, we wouldn't use pornography because we're then using or reducing people down to tools for our selfish pleasure. So the invitation, yeah. So then the invitation is, well, let's just not watch porn because that would be reinforcing that carnal mindset that would use other people as tools. Yeah, it's incompatible. It's like magnets pointing the opposite direction. Mm, hmm Yes. Short answer is yes. In order to, um, I just read a great thing on this. In order to objectify someone else, we have to first objectify ourselves. Give me a second. This book explained it so well. I'll be able to find it right now. Yeah, man. I mean, it's just how are you viewing people? How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you're in private using pornography, viewing other people as tools, that's what you're going to do in like many aspects of your life. I think the questions to ask yourself is, would you treat somebody that way, a porn star, however you're using porn? Would you do that if they were sitting right in front of you? Would you just be like, oh, hold right there, go do this thing. I need to, if you tweak it this way or put it there or stick it there, or I need this so I can continue getting. You wouldn't do that in real life, right? So again, it's reclaiming how you view people. Sure. No, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good question, man. I mean, if that were to happen, how would you behave? What would you do? Right? Would you see that person as an object or tool, or would you dignify them? Would you offer them a cup of coffee and maybe a blanket to cover themselves up? Yeah. Now, oh, yeah. Yeah. So, all right, what have we discovered here? Did we solve the world's problems yet? Okay. W's in the chat for Eric. Let's go. Hmm. Totally. 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 Yeah. Bro. Yeah. Hey, it sounds good, man. Hey, here's the thing. Is your wife there? Can we just get her on and do this right now? Yeah. Okay. All right, man. So here's the thing. I love your. No, it's fine. Here's the thing: is it's quitting. Actually, quitting pornography is much harder than just deciding you're going to quit. Though that is always the first step. That's always the first step. Okay. So great job. Now, the brain science suggests it's a 2 to 5 year process to rewire the brain back to normal once you decide you're going to work on this. Okay. That's like kind of a good news, bad news. All right. The good news is it's possible. The bad news is it's 2 to 5 years. However, you can and will experience explosive growth as you embrace this process in the early stages. So go to the link in my bio, man. There's a resources page with a bunch of books, all these books I've referenced, and man, you'll change the world. I think you will. You get your brain working in a different direction and begin to value people better, differently. That will change the world around you for sure. And we need more people doing that. Yeah. And you can schedule a private call with me if you want to chat using the link in my bio, man. Thanks for sharing. All right, man. Sounds good. Take care. Bye bye. W's in the chat for Eric. My boyfriend goes to Austin's men's group and has changed his life. So recommend Journey. Who are you? Andrea. Who are you? Thank you for that endorsement. Who are you? W's in the chat. Eric, thanks for sharing, man. Love that. By the way, for those of you who are watching, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with unwanted sexual behavior such as porn or sex addiction, and women dealing with betrayal trauma. If you're interested in having a private chat with me, you can pay $1 and we can chat offline. Oh, got it, Andrew. Okay, yeah, sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that, but yeah. $1, 30 minutes. We'll talk. Just might change your life or not. I don't know. Cinderella. What? Well, whatever. I don't know. He was pretty public, anyways. Be amazing. Hello, 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 hello. Hey there, what's going on? Mm-hmm. Totally. Yeah. Hey, be amazing. Your connection is a your connection is a little spotty. You're cutting in and out. Yeah, see if you can fix that and maybe come back on. No, it's not. It's not better. Sorry. True. I gotta go water the rocks, and then I'll be right back. All right. Chat. Oh, I need some actual water. BRB. Chat. Let's go, chat. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Man, speaking of CSGO, who wants to play some CSGO? Is he there, Andrea? Anybody else spend a bunch of money on Prime Day? Asking for a friend. Hey, what's up, man? I have an echo? Do I have an echo? You're the first person that said that. Am I echoing people? No echo for... I think it's you, man. Nobody else is... Something is echoing? What's echoing? Hello? Something is echoing? What's echoing? Hello? Something is echoing? I don't... What the... WTF? What'd you do? It's Snickers and strawberry. All right, you quit watching porn yet, man? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. You want my opinion on it? Okay, so what's the feeling beneath that apathy? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what comes up for me, man, is my curiosity is what does sex resemble for you, and what have you really been trying to find through sex? Well, none of them have worked. What does that mean? What would working look like? Hmm. Well, it's not about sex, man. It's not about sex. There's something deeper here that's driving you towards sex, and it's some sort of I don't know. Oh, go ahead. Well, no, yeah, I got yeah, no, true. Up until this point has been driving you towards sex, and now you haven't found whatever that thing is that you've been subconsciously trying to find. So I'm hearing you're kind of like resigning yourself to, all right, maybe sex wasn't what I was chasing. You, mhm. When you when you started talking to me on TikTok, you're welcome. Oh man, um, got some honest guys on here tonight. I love it. Thanks for sharing. Um, man, I know you are working with a therapist and you have done therapy, right? How much of your like childhood story have you dove into? Okay. Okay. So your therapist who's been you've been working with for 10 years, that's a long time, would say that you don't know what you might not know what true connection is. Yeah. Okay, so what is true connection to you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, probably, man. I mean, with the amount of partners you've said you've had, and just kind of how you indicate that you get physical, and then you do the cuddling, and then it's kind of like, all right, well, now what? Um, yeah, you probably don't know what that's like. What's your without like, I'm not a therapist, I'm not your therapist, but like, what's your relationship like with your parents, or what was it like growing up? Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you're using sex for something, or you were, right? And it sounds like you're kind of realizing, okay, that's not working anymore, so I got to figure something else out here. You're on the right path, man. There's a saying, yeah. Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the simple answer is you got to rewire your brain, right? Your brain presumably is just so conditioned to think that having the next best orgasm is the goal of all of this. And I think your body's kind of telling you, "Hey, I'm done with this. This is the wrong goal. I'm I'm sexed out. Sex is not Intimacy is not banging genitals against each other. That's part of it, but that's really not connecting fully. That's not the full expression of how you connect with another person." Hmm. Are you? Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Are you using pornography still? Hmm. 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 So what are you wanting? What are you wanting to be different here? Just resort to the dog, to companionship with the dog. Mm-hmm. 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 What do you think it means? Is there a correlation to the new medication and what you're experiencing? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Would That's all right, man. Welcome to life. Um, yeah, I mean, look, without porn, I don't know. Maybe a couple weeks. I mean, since being married. No, definitely wasn't me saying I need a break. Uh, I don't know. Um, Comparing isn't going to be useful here, though. You and I are in vastly different places. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. You wouldn't have an identity if you went a long time without sex. How have you? Um, what is your identity? Well, unpack that a little bit. How are your identity and sex related? What's your how? No, I got it. What's your kind of like you meet a girl at a bar? How long does it take before you guys end up in bed? Typically, like same day. So it's not like it's not like you're meeting somebody, cultivating a relationship, and then over a few weeks or months, you guys end up finally sleeping together. It's like, hey, we're doing this tonight on the typical. Got it. And then it would consummate shortly thereafter. Yeah, I'm just wondering what you're really seeking in relationship, because it seems like that's your goal, is how quickly can I have sex with this person? Yeah. Well, it's like you don't it's you know, well, it's like you don't even know how I'm not condemning you, but it's like you don't know how to just build a connection with another person that isn't based on sex. Is that fair? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the amount of sex kind of caught up with you. So, I mean, you got your work cut out for you, man. How can you find that ability to connect with people on an intimate, emotional level where it's not just based on sex? What you have kids? Were you married, or how did the kids come to be? Okay, were you cheating on her? Okay, okay. So even during your 14-year relationship and 5-year marriage, you were that's part of where you racked up your body count. Walmart. Really true. Walmart. That's for you. I'm just kidding, but maybe I'm not. I don't know. You sure did help her. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, man, the whole objectification thing. You've got that down, and it's not working for you. No, no, no. I got it. I got it. No, I'm saying that like just um, because that's what drove you for so long, and that isn't working anymore. You have a new awareness, so great, right? Undoing that is going to be a lot of work, man. A lot of work. It will take a lot of work to rewire that. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. A lot. How it's always a red flag to me when somebody says they've been working with a therapist for that long and a lot of this behavior is persisting. I'm not suggesting your therapist isn't working, but why is it that okay, okay. Are you fully open with her about all of this? You didn't meet her at Walmart, did you? Have you ever hooked up with your therapist? Okay. That would have been a plot twist if you said yes. Yeah. Okay. Your view of women and sex and relationships needs to change, right? Is that what you're wanting? Yeah, great. Read all these books that I talk about, man. Start with these 3. You need all these. You need all these right now, man. No, man, look, I mean, it is a long road. It's a long road. And it's going to take time to rewire your brain, man. And you got to start putting good stuff in there that's going to help you like really dig and continue digging into what happened here. Right? Like, how did this happen? What are you really longing for beneath it? Um, hmm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it right there, man. You can't change what you don't name. And so you've never had a normal relationship. You got to look at your parents, your family of origin, what you learned about relationships, who taught you about relationships, what it means to be in a relationship is, what the, you know, how do you treat a woman? What does it mean to be a man? And then just practicing that, man, and declaring who it is that you're wanting to be. You know, do you really have a video on your TikTok of you at Walmart? If this video brought you down the Gatorade aisle, I would lose my mind right now. Oh, they want the products to look bigger in the tiny carts. It's like, yeah. All right, man. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. Well, yeah, but here's the thing: is you should look forward to it because your life is important and your life matters, and you have a lot of life to live. That's what should excite you. It's like, okay, like you're almost 40, you're at this realization that things haven't been working and you want to do things different. Great. Learn to love what life will bring you. There's a lot of books I can recommend for you, man. I mean, I probably actually would start with. I normally would say Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. However, just given how tied up sex is for you, I probably would recommend something more sexually oriented. Do you have any faith orientation? Remind me. Yeah, religious or faith beliefs or anything? Are you opposed to God type talk? Okay. Um, I'd probably start with Man's Search for Meaning and or Unwanted. Um, by Jay Stringer, yeah. Yeah, I'd start with that, man. Yeah. Yeah, Unwanted by Jay Stringer. And man, like, it sounds like your therapist is somewhat useful, but also consider like a CSAT, certified sex addiction therapist, where they can really dive into some of these issues. Okay. 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 Cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I know. I got you. Yeah. All right. Last thing. I rarely give advice, but can I give you advice? Just stay out of Walmarts, man. Don't go to Walmart. No more Walmart. Okay. Go to Costco. Yeah. No, man, you're on the right track. You're asking the right questions. I don't know the answer for you, but I can tell you're wanting more and you have a sense that there's more available for you, which there is. Um, so keep doing the therapy, man. Read the books. Stay connected, stay in community. Define what it is that you're wanting to create, the life that you're wanting to create with relationships. And there's a reason why, anybody who's got story like yours, I mean, everybody has a story, but it always comes down to connection, a longing for connection, to be seen and known and loved. A man who knocks on the door of a brothel is actually just seeking God. God is love. So, yeah. Thanks for sharing, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. You got it. Sounds good. W's in the chat for true. Thanks for sharing, man. See ya. No more Walmart, guys. Everybody, whenever you guys see Gatorade at Walmart, you're gonna scan the aisle before you reach up for that. Hey there, what's going on? Yeah, wasn't it? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Why am I echoing? Great. Give us like 10 minutes. Give us like 10 minutes and you'll be all the way in the porn is cheating camp. Yeah. All right. Is it a safe space? I don't know. I don't believe in safe spaces. If you're having the old what? Tummy tank? I'm going to Google that in an incognito window. I don't want that in my search history. According to Urban Dictionary, Tommy Tank is a polite and Cockney rhyming slang for wank or masturbation. Well, we don't use the word wank here in the States. Uh, I know what wank means. I think it's so funny when people say that he's having a wank. It's so funny. Tommy Tank. Okay. Well, that was in like the last 2 weeks. But yeah. Let's not do that. All right. So let's talk about you. Are you in a relationship? Got it. How? Ooh, what's that? Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, you can say whatever you want. All right, look, so safe space. I don't. Oh, wow. Okay, I just opened your TikTok page. I'm gonna close right out of that one. I'm gonna close right out of that one. Woo. Look, it. Hold on. Is it a safe space? Look. I don't think there's such a thing as a safe space, right? I can try to like provide safety here for you, but I can't guarantee that. So yeah. So okay, so are you an OnlyFans creator? Okay, like okay, so like similar to OnlyFans, like you're your own creator and you sell stuff. You're a cam girl. Every man who knocks on the door of a brothel is actually searching for love. They don't. Yes, they are. That's a great question, and that's the right question. That's the right question, is what's going on in the marriage to where they think that they need to go pay for it, because typically they don't know how to receive or give love authentically, so they have to counterfeit that by going and paying for it. It's a synthetic way of pretending to get love, but it's not actual. I mean, as you know, it's not actual love. Hmm. 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 Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, like it's speculation, but I think there's a large majority of men who, if they actually had whatever it was that they thought they wanted in pornography drop into the middle of their living room, they would have no idea what to do. Some probably would do what you're talking about, but many would be like, "Oh no, this is actually not what I wanted. I didn't actually want a transactional type of relationship." So let's back up a little bit. So, can I ask you how old you are? 40. Okay. How long have you been doing the camming? Okay. What'd you do before that? Okay. Did you ever do any like sex work before what you're doing now, or okay, okay. What? Oh, how would you describe yourself now? Why? Ooh, ooh. Listen to yourself, Marcy. Why don't you deserve that? What does that mean? Yes, you have. We all have. Yes, you have. Look, everybody has. Everybody has. I don't know. You're what? Okay, great. Great. How long have you had this awareness? I don't think you actually believe that. I don't, yeah, I don't think you actually believe that. I think you want to believe that, but I don't think you actually believe that. Yeah, of course. I mean, look, I'll just put it plainly. um, no, I won't because that's too easy to say things like that. Do you really think, do you really think that somebody who's truly committed to their partner, that going and seeking out sex, whether it's in person or on a screen, while they're in a supposed committed relationship, do you really think that that's not a violation of the relationship? No, that's what it, that's, no, they're not. They're trying to get connection. They're trying to find love. They just want to 100%. That's all anybody wants, is to be seen, known, loved, and accepted for just the way they are, yourself included, which is why you were wondering if this was a safe space or if you would be met with shame, because nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be shamed or condemned. We all just want to be loved and accepted. Yeah. Why? Well, and why wouldn't you? It makes sense, right? It makes sense that you've lost respect for men because you have put yourself out there to lonely men, lonely people, lonely men who think that that's all they have is that they can go pay for sex. I know, we'll get there. We need probably like 15 more minutes. We'll get there. No, you're saying the people who are going and consuming, like paying for cam girls and all that? They don't have anything of what they want. They have nothing of what they want. Money doesn't give you what you want. Having uh, uh, a great job, a great career, having a they're giving the illusion that they have everything, but they're deeply lonely on the inside, and there's a massive void in their heart. And how do I know this? Because I've been there. If you would have looked at me, I've never been on a campsite, I don't think. But just to cover my bases, let's say we have. My wife has asked me some questions before, and I'm like, yeah, let's just say yes. I don't know, but no, I don't think I've done campsites. Um, but I have cheated on my wife. If yes, she knows I got this job for a reason. I blew up my life and my marriage and put it back together again. Okay. Yes, yes. Um, no, it's fine. It's been about 8 years since it was all discovered, or since I told my wife, and so now I do this for a living. So here's the thing. Yeah, multiple affairs. In addition to about 20 years of pornography use before and during our marriage. If you would have looked at my life on the outside, I had a great job. I made a ton of money, or what I thought was a ton of money back then. I had a house when I was super young. I had the car that I wanted. Everything would have looked great on the outside, but I was dying on the inside. Everything. I just wanted to be loved. But I didn't know how to let love in, and I didn't know how to love other people either. And so I didn't know how to do that. So what did I do? I went to the best way that I knew how, which was pornography and using other women as though they're disposable. But I didn't actually want that. I just wanted love. And I didn't know how to open up myself to my wife vulnerably and authentically, to create love, to create a loving experience mutually. It's really hard to do. It's probably one of the hardest things that a person can ever do, is figure out how to love and be loved. That's all anybody wants. Mm. For sure. Well, you got to know why, like why am I worth it, right? Why am I worth actually being able to be loved, to give and receive love? Well, because I'm valuable. I have a lot to give. But when we're operating from a deficit, as though we don't think that we're worthy or valuable, then we do weird stuff, like go and buy sex or go and sell sex. Let it go. It's okay. It's okay. What's coming up for you right now? Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I'm curious. Like he introduced you to this. I mean, you indicated he basically forced you to do this. Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I got that. I'm wondering why you're still doing it, and I'm not talking about like a surface. Okay, yeah, he, like he coerced you into doing it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know that you're not uncomfortable now. I sense a lot of discomfort in what's going on for you. I got that. So why don't we go right back to where you were? What are you worth, Marcy? Hmm. Ooh. Oh, Marcy. Hmm. Are you worth more than that? Sometimes what? Yeah. Hmm. Do you care about you? Hmm. When did that, assuming you did at some point, when did that stop? Just the lack of care towards yourself. Hmm. Something happened. Something happened along the way that was a perfect setup for you to put yourself in that situation with an abuser. Hmm. What was it like for you when you were being bullied? Where where were your parents? He was physically violent with you? Okay, so your dad was physically abusive, your ex-husband was physically abusive, and your most recent ex was physically abusive. That sucks. Hmm. Well, it's the same thing. No, you're not. Well, yeah, it's a it's a fake connection. It's a parasocial relationship. It's not real. What they're Oh, I think that's the wrong question. Um, it's too easy to say you're pro or anti porn. I mean, sure, but we also live on planet Earth. Um, I'm more concerned about what's going on in the heart of the person who's seeking out the pornography or the cam girl, as well as the heart of the person who decided, I'm sorry, but who decided that she was going to sell her body online. Yeah. Hmm. Well, yeah, I, I would, I would, my belief, compassionately, whatever got you to this point. I mean, there's a story here, right? There's a story here that's deep about how you ended up here. It's not for me to judge whether that's right or wrong for you. I can have my opinion, sure, but that doesn't matter. I would just say I think there's more available for you and anybody who's in the pornography industry. There's more available to you. There's a richer experience of life and love outside of selling your body to lonely men. No. Let me tell you why. Let, let me tell you why. Because porn does not empower women. Page 42. Good night, Krista. I'm not going to read this. I've read it before on my live, but porn is not empowering to women. It's in fact the opposite. It disempowers women because it reinforces a belief that I think is a faulty belief that you're only as good as your body and that's all you have to offer. I'm still married. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. In fact, 100%. We're gonna start a podcast soon, and that's one of the questions I'm gonna ask my wife is like, so what kind of porn do you watch? And her reaction, no, her reaction will be, I mean, dude, she never, no. Let's just put it this way. I watch enough porn for the both of us for multiple lifetimes. Yeah. Hmm. Sure. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I got it. Well, here would be my question. Is it power to, I'm going to use some language you might not agree with, but to take advantage of somebody's loneliness and desperation and take their money and then give it to somebody else in need? Is that power? Yeah, yeah, and that's where I think it gets. Here's here's well, I think you got to separate the essay from what she's doing currently. Here's what I think would be better is a campaign that would go and try to convince or enroll people into going and giving money to people who don't have houses. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, certainly, but yeah. 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 That's hmm yeah, and these are the arguments that help keep you stay in it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question because um shame, loneliness, fear of rejection. The thing with pornography is it never rejects you. It never rejects you. When you're paying money for something, like it'll never reject you. You have like no incentive to reject somebody. You're going to take their money. I know, but that gets into some real dicey territory of like are they forced to or not, right? I don't know why they don't. I can only speak for myself. But again, I think those are the wrong questions. Like, well, nobody forced him to. Yeah, okay, you're right. Nobody forced him to. But what would be the most loving way to be with a person like that who obviously has problems in their life, in their marriage, to where the best idea they have to go soothe their problems is to go pay for sex? I don't think it's a loving orientation to say, yeah, I'll take those dollars. I got it. Come back for more next time when you're even lonelier. 100%. It's not. Sure. So then, and that's a great point. So who's going to risk? Yes, exactly. Exactly. So who's going to disrupt the cycle? Who's going to act in love and say, you know what, we're not doing this. We're sure. And I would agree. It should be that way, right? But here we are. Great. I'm not mad at you. It's just I've heard all these arguments before, and I think um I think they're hard to refute, and I think it just gets back to those questions of if we're operating in love, that's all we want. How could we stand in love? No, I think Andrea, what's your question? I don't see it. I think they're seeking love, but they're not getting it from what's being offered. They're correct. They're trying to get love, but they're going about it in a place that they will never find it. Well, right now I'm talking to a sex worker, so it's going to appear that way. If I was talking to a man, I'd be on the other side. Yeah. No, no, yeah, I think it's a bit of a chicken and an egg. There's a supply problem and a demand problem. There's a supply and a demand problem. 100%. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah. Um yeah, well, we'll just say we had a lot of problems that we were totally unaware of, right? And again, what do men, what are a lot of men are taught to, like, don't talk about your feelings, pretend like everything's okay, just do it, don't be a, right? And just never let anybody know that you have any problems. Okay. And if anybody asked, hey, how are you doing? I'm fine. Everything's fine. Stop talking to me. I'm fine. Trust me, I'm fine. Don't ask any more questions because the answer will always be that I'm fine. Right? But deep down, I was dying inside. 100%. But actually from a place where it's educating on what's really going on in the industry on both sides of it, right? Hmm. No, no, I haven't. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Well, it's objectifying and lusting after people. I think that the questions for you is like, like, and it'll hit close to home, but like, would you want your son engaging in paying cam girls? And you already no, okay. And you already said you don't want your daughter to know about what you're doing and presumably do what you're doing, right? And and the deep down reasons for that tells you everything about what you're doing, right? Like and I'm saying the general you, like I'm not coming after you right now, but it's wrong. It's not helpful and loving to the people who are buying your content, but you're still doing it. And again, yeah. Yeah. So again, the question is, what do you do with that? Right? I would just say there's more available for you. Like, where's this road going to end for you? Hey, they they will. I'm telling you, there's a market for anything. Um, but again, it's going to be the same thing. So again, it's finding that deeper purpose, that why. What are you worth? Are you worth more than selling your body on the internet? Should women's bodies be a marketplace to transact commerce against? And look, trust me, I part of why I do this is to try to reduce the demand. A lot of people go after the supply side of ending sex trafficking and stopping pornography and all that, which is great. I love that. And if we reduce the desire to go and use these things, that'll help as well. So it's all about the heart of the issue on both sides of it. And what are we trying to create here? Like, where does this society go if we have a bunch of lonely men who are paying a bunch of women through pornography or cam girls or prostitution or OnlyFans or whatever? Everybody knows it doesn't end well. We all know that. Well, that, and for the person engaged in it, they're deeply lonely and sad. And eventually their tactics will stop working to try to numb the pain that's going on. So again, my invitation, the consumer, the man who's purchasing it, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. So and I got to go to bed. It's midnight here across the pond. No, it's okay. Um, my invitation to you and to everybody listening is, how will you contribute in this? Like, is what you're doing really benefiting society and helping move us in a positive direction towards human flourishing and experience of true love? And if the answer is no, okay, well, look at that. What do you want to do differently? And to the guys who watch pornography and engage in pornography or prostitution or sex work or cam girls or whatever, is that actually creating experiences of love? And if it's not, well, what do we want to do differently about that? Well, maybe, but look, if we, you know, well, but then they wake up more miserable than they were the night before. And of course, why would you? Because you're not incentivized to. You're well, with the exception of you are incentivized to keep them coming back. So by you continuing to give them what they think they're wanting in the moment, you're contributing to creating this endless cycle for them. Okay, I got to go back for more. I got to go back for more. But it's not fulfilling for anybody involved, right? Yeah. Totally. All right, I gotta go to bed. Um, did we did we change your mind? 60, 70%. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Thank you for sharing, Marcy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Here's what I would leave you with is starting tomorrow or today, because you're in the future. How can you live differently where you're creating more experiences more of the time that are life-giving? That's it. And that's for everybody. How can we create experiences with people that are life-giving, rooted in love for other people? Yeah. Just give it a thought. How can you do that? Right? Next time you have a lonely man who comes to you and he's married and he's got kids and it's like, just consider how you're participating in this. And for those of you guys out there, I know you're there. What's the conversation that you need to have that you're too afraid of having? Just like I was. I get it. I was too afraid to have the conversation with my wife. Hey, things aren't working. We need help. I was too afraid to do that, to actually speak my pain where I was lacking. Instead, I went and acted out sexually, thinking that that would make it feel better. When I could have just gone to my darling wife and said, hey, I've got problems, we've got problems, let's get help. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I didn't feel like I could do it. Why? Because that's not what men do, right? No, that's dumb. That's dumb. I have my days. Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. You know, Viktor Frankl says, let me find the quote. And by the way, I'm not pretending that I've got this all figured out. Well, I'm definitely not doing that. No, I mean, Viktor Frankl, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning. He talks about, not judging somebody, because if we were in the exact same situation, I probably would have done the exact same thing you did. Well, okay, I got that. And are you really not having one night stands? I know, but like in the essence of what you're doing, isn't it kind of the same thing? Well, you're no, I got it. I'm saying, like, if you can abstract that into like the deeper meaning of what a one night stand is, right? I'm not saying literally it's the same, but I'm just saying, like, think about it. Yeah. Okay, I gotta pee. No, it's fine. I gotta pee and I gotta go to bed. Thank you for sharing, Marcy. Yeah. Take care. Bye bye. All right, chat. Great being with you all. Give me a follow if you guys don't follow me already. If you like my content, if you don't like my content, follow me anyways. Maybe come back and argue with the people in the comments sometime. By the way, I'm a coach. I do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, both for men dealing with porn or sex addiction and women dealing with betrayal trauma. And I do a lot of relationship coaching as well for couples. Marcy, if you want to do some coaching to look at your story, I'd be love to walk alongside that journey with you as well. But I'm not going to pay you. You would have to pay me. Try that on. But for real, Marcy, thank you for sharing. And we all have a story. And as Jay Stringer says, our sexual stories are often an invitation to what parts of us may need some healing. So links in my bio. If you want to have a call, 30-minute initial call is $1 currently. $1 for a 30-minute call if you want to chat. And then we can talk about what else I offer from there. So great being with you all tonight. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.